Welcome back to Trollberg. Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to Season 2, Episode 1 of Hilda. So, first off, you may notice the camera looks like it's moved back a little. It's actually not. It's pretty much in the exact same place it's always been, or that I always put it whenever I do these recordings. I'm actually using a different version of OBS now. I still have the old version installed and everything, so I could go back to it, but I decided to try out this new version, give it a chance too, because it's what I used as well for that for the Horizon Zero Dawn PS4 test video. So I'm testing this out, seeing if this version of OBS works as well, and so we're going to be going with that. As such, reaction screens and stuff will look a little different as well. So just giving you that warning off the bat too. So, Hilda Season 2. It's been quite a while. Let me check to see exactly how long it's been since we have reacted to Hilda. I think it's probably been well over a year. We finished Hilda. Okay, not quite that. Well, actually, no. Actually, well over a year, yeah. We finished Hilda Season 1 in July of 2022. So it's been like a year and a half since we finished that. And that was after having come back to that after quite a while in the first place. Because we did episode 5 of season 1 in December of 2018. And then episode 6 started in June of 2022. So we had that big break in between. We had the Hilda and the Mountain King April Fool's Day video that I did. But now we're actually going to be getting into season 2. And so the Mountain King will be happening post season 2 and everything. But so let's talk about this. Season 1 took a lot of getting used to for me. There was a lot of the early episodes that just weren't working and weren't hooking me in. And I had this kind of thought that I feel like the show kind of went downhill at first after she moved away from her original home. I liked the idea that she and her mother lived in the wilderness, got to interact with all these mythical creatures and whatnot. But kind of when she moved away from that into like I'm not going to say normal, but an average in this world town with all these other people around and stuff, I feel like it took away a lot of what made the initial couple episodes really special. And I still kind of stand by that. But when I came back to the series after that long break, because actually I had dropped it at first, but when I came back to it, it started to impress me a little more. It started to really like hit it up an ascent, and really started to prove me wrong. Now, not everything worked. There were still parts of that of the later majority of the season that just wasn't perfect for me. It didn't work as well as I would have liked it to, but there was a lot of stuff that really did, that really impressed me and surprised me. And overall, I think that I was wrong. So I'm willing to give this series a continued go as we move into season 2 now. It's been well over a year. It's about time we got back to this. It's one of those shows that I just keep putting off, so we're finally here. We finally have an open spot. So yeah. I don't know where this goes. I know that season 3 is the final season and the movie is like between seasons 2 and 3. But that's about all of my knowledge. I don't know, like, story-wise or character-wise where any of this goes. how it ends, I don't have even the slightest clue of what a big bad for this series could be, besides just maybe like a troll. I really have no clue. And as I always say, I like that. I prefer to go in as blind as possible, and this is pretty blind. The only thing that would make this blinder is if I haven't seen anything with Hilda, and that would make no sense to go into season 2 at that point. But yeah, I'm very, very excited to get back into this and hope that it really starts to capture, like, more consistently the level and tone and style of the best of the episodes from season 1. Um, but the only way to really find that out is to get going. Now, one last thing before we start, though. I am, at least for this first episode, not reacting to this off of Netflix. I've downloaded the episode. And the reason for this is because of this new version of OBS. Well, newer. With the old version of OBS, I could, like, tab the window over to the side. And then tab my Opera browser over to the other side. To have it where, like, both were tabbed over and I could, what is the word? Screen capture. Do a full screen capture and then just, like, edit the size and everything of it to capture Netflix. Because you can't actually do a window capture for Opera. I don't know why, but Opera, for some reason, will not show anything if you try to do a regular window capture. It just shows a black screen. So if I do anything off of Opera, it has to be done with a full screen capture. The only problem is this new version of OBS doesn't tab over as far, and it doesn't, like, it won't tab over completely perfectly with the Opera window as well. So, like, in this corner up here would be the reaction, but when I open it, it would show, since it's a full screen capture, it would show part of OBS until I, like, clicked over to the Opera, the browser window. It's hard to explain without, like, showing it, but once I clicked over to the browser window, it would be fine again. But it also, I don't know if that could cause issues with that. I'm gonna do some more testing with that, so before I really commit to using that. If I have to, like, use my old OBS for Netflix stuff, I can do that. But we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna test things, see if I can figure things out, and we'll kind of just go from there. But for now, for this episode, we're just doing it off of VLC, which works perfectly with this version of OBS. So, yeah. Let's get this going and see what this first episode of Hilda has in store for us. So, when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So first off, you might have noticed an echoing effect during the reaction. I apologize for that. I found out what it was, though, and I was able to fix it. See, apparently, OBS was capturing the audio from VLC twice, which it shouldn't have been doing. The second time was slightly delayed as well. I looked it up, and I found out that apparently it was also, like, because I had a specific audio thing on my mixer on OBS sending the audio to my headphones. And because of that, OBS was also capturing it to there. That the audio thing on the mixer was specifically, I specifically put that there for the PS4 thing. for the capture for that, because that was needed for that in order to capture the audio for the PS4 game. But when I'm doing a recording, I just have to make sure that that's turned off. I tested it, and yeah, with that turned off, there's no echo effect. So I apologize for that during this recording, but either way, let's talk about the episode. You should have still been able to listen and follow along fine. You would have just heard the weird echoing thing. Anyway, so this was a very strong start to the season. Not only bringing in the trolls and really going with that storyline, but it starts a mystery. Why are the trolls getting closer to Trollberg? Why are they stealing things from the citizens who live just outside the walls? Stuff like a sandwich or a goat and almost a pig. A lot of big questions there. They also introduce a couple new characters. This safety commission, who are, again, not bad guys by any means. They're just kind of inept and have the wrong priorities. It seems like Eric specifically wants to be famous, like his ancestor was. He wants to gain that kind of infamy, and infamy is the wrong word. He wants to gain that kind of popularity, and unfortunately is trying to utilize some questionable methods to do it. But I don't think he's a bad guy. He doesn't come across as like a villain or anything. He's just a dummy. And his deputy is kind of the same way. Now, the methods they're taking to try and keep Trollberg safe are a little questionable as well. Like filling all of those holes are not great. Because trolls don't burrow. They don't do that. That's another thing. Outside of just being kind of inept, they're also really unknowledgeable. They don't seem to really know or care to know a lot about what trolls are actually like. And as such, they tend to be very ignorant in regards of how to handle a lot of these situations, which is annoying the shit out of Hilda. And I'm actually really here for Hilda just being super fucking annoyed with them. It's really funny, and I don't entirely know why. But seeing her like roll her eyes at them is really funny to me. Probably because she's such a good-natured, gentle, likable person who's very sociable and genuinely likes to be around people. Even if she didn't originally, she is now. So seeing her actually get super fucking annoyed at someone is just, it's really funny because that's not like her typically. At least not anymore. We also see a little bit of Joanna, Hilda's mom, getting worried and concerned about Hilda not telling her about everything, but also, being in dangerous situations. And it makes sense. She's worried for Hilda, but she also has been shown to encourage this adventurous nature of her daughter. She's just, scared for her, which is fair. This sets up a lot, and I feel this premiere is going to bridge into a lot of stuff going forward. I'm very interested to see what more they do with the safety commission, what more goes on with these trolls, and obviously it's not going to be every episode, but I hope that they don't forget about it until the finale. You know what I mean? I don't want these mysteries and plot points to just be left behind until the finale comes. They don't have to be, again, like, brought up every single episode, but I would like to see it, like, happen, like, a few times before then. Like, just a recurring story element throughout the season. If there's going to be, like, 13 episodes or so again, maybe have it done, like, 3 times. I would say, like, have the main story, the main mystery brought up a few times during the course of the season, and then really gone into again in the finale. I think that would be the best option here. So, yeah, this was a very interesting start. It leaves a lot of questions, and it's just very fun to watch. We didn't get a lot of Hilda's friends in this or a lot of other side characters, but again, we were kind of focusing on the new ones as well. And seeing how they kind of handled their jobs, really. I was kind of disappointed that when they went through the storm clouds, it was just the clouds that they had to deal with and not the Thunderbird. I just wanted to see the Thunderbird again. Um, but yeah, the dirigible. By the way, the line, it's like, oh, dirigibles are safe. It's like, are you sure about that? I've heard some stories that would suggest otherwise. Um, like, yeah, for most cases, yes, they probably are fine. But when you specifically say that, you know something's about to happen. It's a little silly. But I mean, that's definitely the kind of tone this series goes for, to be fair. Um, and I like that this did balance out the seriousness and the mystery of things with a little bit of comedy here and there. Like the sandwich thing. It's like, who fucking cares what the sandwich is? Like, I mean, I guess you could be interested in, like, oh, the troll wanted the sandwich. Why did the troll want the sandwich? Was it because of the specific type of sandwich it was? Like, yeah, you could wonder about it at that point, but like they just wanted to know what kind of sandwich it was, just to know. And it's like, why? That's not pertinent information. Otherwise, it's like, I don't know. It was funny though. It was comedic and balanced out from the more intense parts of the situation at hand. And there were some pretty intense parts. Like, the trolls can get pretty scary at times. They can be dangerous. So I like seeing that kind of thing kind of come to a head in this premiere, seeing all the danger that these characters have to go through, and seeing how Hilda is the only one who knows how to properly handle shit. Because, you know, she's actually trying to understand the trolls and not just become famous off of them. But either way, yeah, I really enjoyed this, and I can't wait to see where season 2 goes. Tell me in the comments below, what did you think of this first episode of Hilda Season 2? And for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.